All right, welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that's, well, it's fundamental to literally everything we do, but it's so easy to get wrong, and that's effective communication. We're going to break down how it all works, where it all falls apart, and how you can get way better at sending your message. Let's just jump right in with a feeling I'm sure we've all had. You know that feeling, right? You're talking, the words are coming out, but you just get the sense that no one's really listening. You say one thing, they hear something completely different, and suddenly there's this huge gap. That frustration, it's universal, and it all boils down to the hidden mechanics of how we actually talk to each other. So to figure out why our messages get so tangled up, we've got to look under the hood, We need to see the actual blueprint of a conversation. We're going to start with the basic model, the journey an idea takes from one person's brain to another's.
And this is the key right here, the big takeaway. It's not just about saying something or shooting off an email. Real effective communication, that only happens when the person on the other end gets it, like really gets it the way you meant for them to. It's a two-way street for sure.
So this is how that journey actually works, broken down into 5 basic steps. It all kicks off with just an idea in your head. Then you have to encode it. You pick your words, your tone, maybe you throw in an emoji. After that, you send it through a channel. Are you talking face-to-face, sending a text? Then the other person has to decode all of that. And finally, you get feedback, their expression, what they say back. That's what tells you if your message actually landed. Okay, but here's the thing. That 5-step process sounds super neat and tidy, right? But it's not happening in some perfect, quiet lab. No, it's happening out here, in the messy real world. And there are all these invisible forces that are constantly twisting and shaping our message before it even gets where it's going. I mean, just think about it for a second. Are you having a great day or a terrible one? Because that's totally going to change your tone of voice. Or what about your cultural background? That completely shapes how you see things like directness versus politeness. Heck, even the room you're in. Is it loud? Is it quiet? All of these things are like a filter over the conversation.
And this really breaks down the 2 main channels we're using all the time. You've got your verbal cues, the actual words coming out of your mouth, but then you have this whole other universe of nonverbal stuff. Your body language, the pitch of your voice, are you making eye contact? And trust me, that stuff often screams way louder than your words.
And get this, just look at that number. Depending on which study you're looking at, it's somewhere between a whopping 70 and 93%. That's how much of communication is nonverbal. It's kind of crazy, right? It's a huge reminder that how you say something can totally overpower what you're actually saying.
Okay, so we've got the basic model, right? And we've got all those hidden influencers. Now let's put it all together and pinpoint exactly where things tend to go off the rails. These are like the classic communication challenges.
I mean, have you ever cut someone off because you just assumed you knew what they were gonna say? Yup, that's a bias. Or what about trying to have a serious conversation while their phone is just buzzing and buzzing? That's what we call external noise. Every single one of these things can act like static on the line, just scrambling a perfectly clear signal.
Man, this quote from George Bernard Shaw just absolutely nails it. We've all done this. You walk away from a chat thinking, awesome, we're totally on the same page. But really, because of all those little roadblocks, you haven't really communicated at all. You just think you have. And that illusion, that can lead to some big problems. All right, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem, right? We get the theory, we see why things go wrong. So what? What do we actually do with all this? How do we take this from theory to practice in our day-to-day conversations? And you know what? The answer is probably a lot simpler than you're thinking. The number 1 most powerful tool you have isn't some secret technique or fancy psychological trick. It's just awareness. Simply being aware of the whole process, the model, those hidden factors, the common pitfalls, that awareness is the game changer. So think of this as your new communication toolkit. First up, active listening. And I mean really listening to understand, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Next, ask questions to make sure you're getting it right. Something as simple as, okay, so what I think you're saying is, can work wonders. Then pay attention to your own nonverbal cues. And finally, pick the right channel for the message. Maybe don't try to have a super serious breakup talk over a text message. It's all about using that awareness we just talked about. So I want to leave you with this question. Now that you've seen the blueprint, think back to that list of roadblocks we looked at. Which one of those are you going to focus on this week? Just pick one. Because turning this knowledge into a real life habit, that's how you go from just talking at people to actually truly connecting with them.